Hope my screen is visible.
Yes, ma'am, it's visible.
Okay. So today's session, we are going to explore about Jagannath Temple, which is a temple based in Puri, Odisha. So here, as we all have got this template that during this 5-day session, what we are going to learn. So 2 days will be based on the Odisha culture, the Odisha temple. The third day we will be exploring about the terracotta temples that is in West Bengal. And the last 2 days will be about Guwahati, like the temples that are situated in Assam. The Kamakhya Temple, which is one of the famous Shakti Temple, and the Vashishta Temple, which was built by the Vashishta Muni. So these are the charts of the 5-day schedule. I hope everyone is aware of and have received also. So the title of the topic is An Ode to Odisha. Why Ode to Odisha? Because Odisha have given one of the very famous temples, that is Jagannath Puri Temple, which is considered to be the famous or one of the most important dhams among the other 3 dhams. So in this session, the context will be like the historical context we will go through. We will go through the architectural features of the temple and also the legends and the myths or the folk stories that are within the temple. Like the local people will speak various stories that are associated. So many people who have joined this session are aware. Like if you talk about the temple Sudarshan Chakra, which is in the top of the temple, the Ambalika position that you can see in the left hand side, there in every temple a dhwaja or a flag is hosted. Okay, so every day that flag is changed, but it is said that in Jagannath Puri temple, wherever the direction of the wind blows, the flag direction will just fly opposite. So these are some of the mysteries which are still unsolved and baffles the scientists till today. So before I move into the main topic, I just want to give a little introduction about what is temple, what is the origin of the temple, and what is the development process of the temple. So that every people who have joined the seminar, this webinar will be in the same page. Because people have joined from the various department, various genres, which is maybe or may not be associated with history or the temple architecture. So just to get all the people in the same page, I'm just giving a little introduction about what temple is. So a temple is built basically for worship reason and religious activity to be done, spiritual activities to be done, and we people go and visit temple for offering our prayer. Basically, it is an institution where we can just go and have a peace of mind, or we can just offer our prayers to someone, to the deity, to the god. Okay. The word temple that we are all aware is derived from a Latin word that is templa. And the structure that we see, the temples are built maybe in your region, people have joined from a different region, right? So when you see the temples that is in South India has got a different features. Again, when you see the temples which are built in the northern side of India or the central India, it is of a different structure. By seeing the building structure only, we have an idea that these people may, this temple may have designed or built by a different architect or the different ruler who has patronized that thing, or the regional architecture they have embedded in the structure. So the styles that are only these people are focusing into is Dravidian style, Nagara style, Badami Chalukya, Bengal, Kalinga, and Maru Gujra. The reason why I'm speaking about all this thing, like the Jagannath Puri temple or the East India temple that we will be talking in the entire session will be of the Nagara style, mainly of the Nagara style. Nagara style is basically the North Indian style of architecture. Now the origin of the temple. So like temple have not come out in a day. It has also went to a certain process, like the building process, the making process. But what we have a link, we don't say it's a direct link, but the scholar, the archaeologists still believe that it can be traced back to the Indus Valley civilization because of the evidence that we have got in the Pashupati seal, which we believe to be a yogic position of Lord Shiva, that you can see in the left hand side of the screen. And in the right hand side of the screen, there is a mother goddess. It is also a clay sculpture that is been derived during the excavation process of the Indus Valley. So we can have a trace of temple thing or the religious activity, maybe still the people are trying to discover 5,000 to 8,000 years ago when this Indus Valley civilization was flourishing. Now coming to the development of the temple, how this temple have come up to a single standing or a standalone type of structure. This evidence can be found more profoundly in the Gupta era, that we say as a golden age of Hindu temple architecture also. But the temple or the image that you are seeing in the right hand side is one of the very old, or you can say the first temple to be discovered, that is in Madhya Pradesh. It is in a hill, or it is built in a cave, that is Udayagiri cave. So in the cave only, all these structures are engraved. They didn't make a different structure like a standalone, or they built it everything in a pre-structure which is already existing. They curved everything in that. So this type of structure is mainly known as cell-like structure, which is made up of rock, or maybe it is made up of timber, which were the ancient material that were used during that time. Next, we have the development from the 1st century to the classical era. So the temple image that you are seeing in the right-hand side of the screen is the temple known as the Dashvartara temple, that is in Deoghar, Chhattisgarh. So this temple, if you see, not survived much because the structure is being destroyed or demolished due to various reasons, maybe by the invaders, maybe by any natural calamities, or maybe people have not looked after. So there may be various reasons of this destruction. So the standalone building, you can see, it's in a raised platform. It's in a single stone. So this type of building, a structure or a temple in a single body or a single building or a structure, we can find starting from the classical era, and the full-fledged we can see in the Gupta period.
So Pandita ma'am, if you could click on the hide on the bottom of the slide, we are getting is stop sharing and hide written. So if you could click on hide, yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Thank you.
Yes. Thank you. So before we go deep into the temples of the Eastern India, a little brief about what Eastern India temple mean. Basically, when we talk about the Eastern India, the Northeast, the Bengal and Odisha comes under the region. So, and before the British era also, so Bengal was not partitioned. And Bengal, when we talk about, it comprises of Bihar, some of the part of Bihar, Jharkhand, and of course, Odisha was there, Assam was there, right? So the temple built during that time was more or less similar. But again, the regional architecture of that region also have an impact on the structure, on how the things have been built. Now, in Orissa, you can find many of the temple which is surviving at least. But when you go to northeast side or Bengal side, due to, again, especially in Bengal, due to the invaders, it has been destroyed by the Muslim invaders. So we don't find much of those. And later, those temples were reconstructed or rebuilt So it has been a later different story. Like we don't get the actual essence of that thing. It was later just renovated with some brick or concrete. Especially in Bengal, it happened. And Northeast structure is again a quite a different thing. But when we talk about the styles, it is always in the Nagara style. That is the northern style of making the building or making the temple. But Odisha has also got its Kalinga style, which is a sub-Nagara style. I hope till here we are all in the same page. We understood what temple is, what temple meant for, the development, and a bit of how it originated in our modern day. Yes? Can anyone unmute and clarify that this still here we are on the same page, or we are good to go in the next topic?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Hi,
Then
this is Navik.
Yes,
As
ma'am.
of now, it's good
Yes,
for
ma'am.
me, but it's
Okay.
going good as for me. Thank you. Thank you a lot.
Okay. Thank you. So the section in the beginning of the session only I mentioned, it is divided like what we will be getting from this session. And I divided into the three sections. First is the historical context. Second is the architectural structure, curving of the temple. And third is the local stories, the folklore, or the cultural importance, or the religious importance of the thing, of the temple, basically. So when we talk about the historical context, it is not that who built the temple. It is more than that. We also find several references of this temple in our Puranas, which is one of the ancient texts of Hindu culture or Hindu religion. So the introduction goes like that it is been built by King Chodaganga, who is from the Eastern Ganga dynasty. And Jagannath Temple is one of the most iconic landmark in Odisha or in India, you can say. Everyone know. People have joined from different region and everyone know about Jagannath Puri, right? So this is among the 4 dhams, which I already told. And other 3 dhams that we are aware is Badrinath, which is again dedicated to Lord Vishnu. And then we have Jagannath Puri. This is also again dedicated to Lord Jagannath, which is again another face of Lord Vishnu or Krishna, you can say. Then we have Dwarka, again Lord Krishna. And lastly, we have Rameshwar, that is in Tamil Nadu. And in Rameshwar, the interesting fact is it is of Shivling. But that Shivling was installed or prayed by Lord Rama. That is another face of Lord Krishna or Lord Vishnu. So Lord Jagannath, also known as Mahaprabhu. The word Jagannath is coming from a Sanskrit word, 2 words clubbed together like Jagat, which means the universe. And this Jagat we also use in our many of the Hindi speaking zones like Jagat. Nath means Lord or Master. So Jagannath is meaning like Lord of the universe or the Master. The main deities that is being prayed here is basically the brothers and the sisters, 2 brothers and 1 sister. Like Jagannath, Lord Krishna himself, his elder brother, Balaram or Balabhadra, and Shubhadra, the younger sister. Along with these 3, here we also find Sudarshan Chakra. He is also worshipped. He is a weapon for Lord Krishna or Lord Vishnu, and it holds an important in the entire history, or you can say ancient history of Hindu culture. So as I told before that we find the description of Lord Jagannath and the temple, how it is built, who built, so and so, in lot of our ancient texts, that is in the Puranas. In Skand Puran, it references is there, Brahma Puran references is there. Then in other regional Purans, the Odia Puran, like the regional writers will be there, the sage will be there, or rishis will be there. They also have written something about the Lord Jagannath. But formally, what had happened, it was not called Jagannath. it was called like Sri Nila Madhava. Why Nila Madhava? Because of the color of the god. It is in dark complexion. So the darkness was like navy blue type. So it has given the name like Nila Madhava. And it is said that a tribal chief, namely Vishwavasu, started the praying thing, like offering prayer and all to Lord Jagannath. And this temple is also like a landmark. You can say a major landmark for the Portuguese and the British sailor traveling in the Bay of Bengal. That we know that when Portuguese and British sailor, they used to come for trades, merchants and everything. They used to make the landmark because Odisha and Bengal is in the corner of the Bay of Bengal. So it becomes easy for them to mark it. So this temple, Jagannath Puri Temple, along with Konark Sun Temple, these two temples were their major landmark. So in the ancient scriptures, now the story goes like, the legend speaks that a king named Indruman was there from the central India. He was a great devotee of Lord Vishnu. He used to pray, and he also used to dream about building or constructing a temple totally dedicatedly for Lord Vishnu, and that also in a Nila Shaila, that is blue mountain. Actually, it is not a blue mountain. We can say it is very dark. So it seems to be a blue or navy blue texture. So he used to dream all this thing. And he was trying to get hold of the famous architect of the god, that is Vishwakarma, to build this temple. And he also tried, once the temple was completed, actually, he went to Brahmalok to invite Lord Brahma to visit the temple, to sanctify the temple. But since the temple was already been constructed, and Brahmaji at that time was in a very deep meditation process, and his meditation process is not like 1 year, 2 years. It was just going some 9 yogas. So it took a long time. And in the meantime, what had happened? The temple people were discussing got forgotten. And it has gone deep into the sand, but just buried into the sand. So later, it was discovered by the king Galamadhav. Now, the first king that we were discussing is from a different dynasty. Okay, this king is again from a different dynasty. First king was from the Pandya dynasty, which has a very direct link to the Sun dynasty, or you can say the sun god. Now, this king, the second king I'm talking about, who discovered the temple under the sand, which was buried for a long years, he is from a different dynasty. Then it was restored to some extent, and later in the 12th century by the king Chodaganga, it was finished or completed. The temple that we see today is basically, we say that it is built by King Chodaganga, but no, it is been through a process. Like 2-3 kings' hands were there. They patronized the temple. They have given money. They have given the labor. They have given everything actually. And at the end, when it was completed, it is said that Lord Brahma, after his 9 yogas of meditation was completed, he himself visited, and there is a Narsimha Murti, or the idol, in the temple, which was presented or he installed in the temple. I hope the history is clear, the historical part. Can someone unmute and say me that the historical part is clear?
Yes, please.
Yes, it is clear.
Okay, so let's go to the second part, that is the architectural marvel. So I was talking about the Nagara style, these and that. Maybe some of the people are not aware. So I have just given a pictorial description of what Nagara style is. Now, if you see in the picture, there is a plinth, right? So plinth the meaning is the steps, the raised platform. Then we have the mandapas, the three upward oval type of thing that you see is the mandapas, where we basically, when we visit the temple, we stand to offer our prayer, right? And then the main temple is there. Okay, and in the main temple only, the main idol is placed in the Garbhagriha. Okay, so this is how the structure basically looks in the Nagara style. But when we talk about the South Indian style, which is a Dravidian style, almost similar, just the mandapa style is different. We have here in South India a flat type of mandapas and little bit different in the curving way or in other. Okay, so this is how the temple structure is been placed one by one. And there is a role also. Why three mandapas? Why not many more? What is the role of this shikhara, the top tower of the temple? Okay, so everything has just got an important thing and very essence actually. Now, as you can see in the picture also, the mandapas, the white color, it is the mandapa part of the temple, and the top where the Sudarshan chakra and the flag is flying, it is the main shikhara, the main tower of the temple. So that is known as the Vimana, Garbhagriha, where the idol is placed. Okay. So the temple again is completed into two parts. The first part is patronized by King Purushottam Deva. He completed the Vimana wala part, that is the Garbhagriha, the main tower, and Jagmohana wala part, the second part. The other part, in the second phase, the Nat Mandapa and the Bhoga Mandapa, the other mandapas were patronized by the king Prudam Deva. And there is also a garden in it because the premise is very, very huge. The garden that is known as Koili Magund and the Nilachal Upavana, that is the garden area, two garden with different names. Now the temple tower that you see, it is 65-meter tall. You can imagine how huge it is, right? And the area that it is covering, it is 4 lakh square feet, like a very huge area we can find. And the entire temple has got 4 main doors. Like when we enter the temple, generally, we find only one main gate, and after that, the temple starts. But for this temple, we had 4 different gates are there. South gate, north gate, west gate, and east gate. It is said in this way, but all the gate again have a different name based on the main, you can say, bodyguard of the gate. And nowadays, the entry part that we are entering to the temple is from the lion gate. I'll just show in the second slide. Okay, next slide I will show. You can see in this aerial view of the temple how huge the temple is. And just a minute. So this part you are seeing, so these all are the entry part of the temple of the 4 directions. So look at the gate, the main gate. Now from this lion gate only people are getting entered. Okay. So the lion in the extreme right, which I'm trying to show here, is 10 feet. Like it is so huge that if we just stand, we will be looking like half of it. Okay. So you can see how the temple gate is been decorated, curved, how magnificent it is. Like, as I told, the temple has got 4 gates and each has been named, like Lion Gate, which you are seeing currently, the horse, because the bodyguard of that temple gate is of horse. The structure is horse, the elephant and the tiger. And also the Sudarshan chakra that you see, that is known as the Nila chakra actually, which resembles the Sudarshan chakra. It is made up of 8 metal. We also say the Ashtadhatu, and This temple, the circumference, you can say it is like 11 meter. Now imagine how huge it is. So in the temple complex, initially we have seen that it has been made into 2 phases. In the first phase, 2 structures has been done. And in the second phase, another 2 structure has been done. And we also find 2 beautiful gardens inside the temple premises. But at the same time, we also have other structures in and around the temple, within the campus actually. One is the Mukti Mandapa, which is considered a place for salvation. Like they want to release the soul. So this can be a place like they can come and bid a goodbye. They can sit there, relax there, and just speak out their last over there. Then they have the Natya Mandapa, mainly for the religion dance performed by the Nitya only, we can say, mainly for the religion dance performance only. So when you see this temple, everything is very quite magnificent, or you can say the carvings are so good. But one thing is incomplete. Till today, people believe that the god or the idol of this temple is incomplete. So do you have any idea why it is said, or when we see the idols, we feel that it is incomplete? The face is huge, but the hands are not there, right? We see this kind of, which nowhere in India we find this kind or this type of idol. This is basically because of a story which we will be discussing in the later part, in the folk stories or the mysteries or the myth. So the idol is basically made up of wood, whereas in other parts of India, whenever there is a temple, either the idol is made up of stone or metal. But this is a only temple that we find made up of wood, and especially neem wood. And the process, again, after every 12 years, this idol is changed. New idol is been crafted. So there is a process, there is a secrecy lying here, why this is happening, why the temple is incomplete, why the temple idols are made only with wood, and that is also in a very ritualistic way and in a very secretive way, you can say. So this is the Mahaprasad, you can say the world's largest kitchen. Every day this kitchen is serving around 1 lakh people, and it is said and believed that whether the date is 10,000 or 1 lakh, there is never a shortage of prasad. And it is also believed that in this giant kitchen, Lord Lakshmi comes to cook the food for making this Mahaprasad. And different varieties of foods are being prepared, mainly 56 variety daily. And I think these stories you all are aware, most of the people are aware that they will place a 7 pot, one above the another. And the last, the most top one will cook first, whereas the last pot, or which is near to the fire, will cook last. Okay, so this is also there, the story is there. But scientists believe that this is about convectional heating principle, not only because of some mystery, but because of the convectional heating process. Okay, and the community or the group of people who prepare this food, Mahaprasad basically, is from a community called Surasar. They have been given the charge of making the prasad. And as I said, it is believed that Mahalakshmi, goddess Mahalakshmi, comes herself to prepare the food. So the prasad becomes Mahaprasad. this is very old image that I have just found from the archaeological survey. This picture has been clicked by Mukherjee ji in 1890 because there is a restriction. While I visited the temple, there was a restriction in clicking the image. So I couldn't click anything or much of it. So I have to collect all the necessary image from the net and other sources. Okay. But I just want that from visual things, you at least understand the roots of the temple. Now, this is the last and the final aspect or the section of today's. I hope the architectural part is clear. If you have any query, you can drop in the chat box and sir can help me out, or you can just unmute and speak to me.
Hi, this is Ravi Ghosh from
Yeah.
West Bengal, basically, from Calcutta.
Yeah.
Till now, it went wonderfully. I'm
Okay.
really obliged to put up such wonderful presentation. So I have a very small question, might be a little silly for you, however, because the stretcher you belong, that's right. So,
Mhm.
uh, Tapanvita, there are four gates which has been mentioned very rightly that one is the lion's
Yes.
gate, another is the horse gate, the elephant gate, and the tiger gate. So,
Yes.
do we have anything related to this? Because why lion gate, why horse gate, why an elephant gate, and why a tiger gate? I mean, there are lots of more animals out there, I guess. But
Yes.
is there any relevance, or it is just stories, or it is just
No, no.
been renamed?
Mm. No, actually, it is not story. If you are aware bit of Vastu Shastra, like the ancient way of making the building of the structure, it is believed that four-way direction, like if you have an entry from the four-way, it is good. Okay, and all the ancient temple, I'm talking about the ancient temple, not the temples that is built today. Okay, they follow a very strict principles. You will find in so many other temple, there is a moat. Moat matlab the water bodies. The temple is in the middle, and in and around you will find water bodies also. So all these has got a very deep connection with the principles of design and Vastu Shastra, as I said, just that all the energy should just flows in a good direction, from all the four direction basically. But why the lion gate is open? Maybe from the lion gate we can have a direction. When we face towards it, we can see the direct tower. That may be one of the case. So this is little doubtful. Why particularly this gate? Maybe this one of the reason. Like we can face it directly, the tower, the Garbhagriha, maybe. Okay. I hope I
Okay,
clear your doubt.
because why I asked this question, to be
Mhm.
very frank, because the last time I visited the temple, so
Mhm.
one of the pujari, I guess,
Mhm.
or
Pandas.
or or pandas, right?
Yeah.
So I asked him the same thing. So he mentioned that there is a story, Babu, but I do not know the story. But there was a story. Why lion is there? Why horse is there? Now,
Huh.
when actually I am also thankfully after I returned from Puri,
Mhm.
I don't know, God, by God's grace, I got a project which will resemble the Lingaraj temple. So
Yes.
while now I'm actually constructing a temple like that in West Bengal. So now
Mhm.
when I am constructing it, I had to study all those things and all. So then only again I came up to be ki why Lion Gate and why Horse Gate. Now
Mhm.
he didn't tell me
Mhm.
because obviously he didn't know the story. That's why he didn't tell me. So I thought,
Yes.
is there any relevance of it or not? Thank you, but thank you. Very well explained, ma'am.
Yeah, thank you. So actually, this lion, horse, whatever we see in an idol, also everything has got a religion. Obviously, it is there. No denying that. But it also has a very hidden meaning in that. Okay, like when we see a lion, okay, and the goddess is sitting above it, we feel that it's a very ferocious type of people or the idol. Okay, we should resemble that kind. We should be very like bold type. So all these animal have got a very good significance. And when we talk about the Vastu Shastra, as I was mentioning, So this particular direction have this kind of animal representation, but this kind of energy representation. So instead of how they will bring out that energy by symbolic way only. So instead of going that way, they have given this in a symbolic representation. Okay, so let's go to the final one, that is the cultural aspects, the mysteries, the festival. First is the Rath Yatra. I think most of the people are aware of what Rath Yatra is. So Rath Yatra, Rath means the chariot, Yatra means the journey. So it's a journey where the brothers and sisters, Lord Jagannath, along with his brothers and sisters, Shubhadra and Balabhadra, goes to another temple, from the main temple to another temple. Now that temple is basically is his aunt's home. It is said that it is his aunt's home, and he will stay there for a week. And again, the Ulta Rath Yatra, that is the reverse journey, will begin. Now, for making this Rath Yatra, again, a kind of Kumbh Mela, you have seen the gathering, right? In the Kumbh Mela, Rath Yatra is also of same type. Huge chariot, huge Rath is been built with the help of, again, wood is used, wooden. And again, for all this thing, the process has already been started. The wheels are of gigantic type, like 14-meter this circumference, and the 16 wheels will be there. So why Rath Yatra? Like, what is the story or the belief behind it? Like, people believe that if you drag the Rath, specially, you will get salvation, like mukti or moksha, nirvana, you will get. Like, you will not be rebirth, because in Hindu, we believe that people will get rebirth. According to the karmic deeds or depths, we will be rebirth. The cycle will be going on. So to avoid this, people believe that if you drag the Rath of Jagannath, like Jagannath is also considered the master of the universe, right? And in today's Kali Yuga, he is also considered the most powerful one, or he is the one who is looking after the universe. So if we drag the chariot, so we will get moksha. That is, there is no rebirth cycle. And this is a very large festival. Many people die also. Stampede also happens sometimes, okay, during the dragging process. And it is, you can say, like a Kumbh type only. The rush is very huge. People come from all over the world to witness this kind of festivals. And this happen mostly in June, July only, end of June or mid of July. This yatra comes, and it is very auspicious. And apart from that, we have another Nobokola Vara. This is another festival which I mentioned previously, but not the name. That is, I told you the structure, the idol is made of wood. Okay. And after every 12 years, the idol is been reconstructed with a new wood. It has been replaced basically. Okay. And again, with a neem tree, particularly they have the neem variety. With that only they will do. So last was on 2015 that we witnessed this kind of thing. And the upcoming will be on 2035. So basically what happens here, we will just go to the story after some time. So basically this means that God is getting a new birth or renovating new body. Okay. And this process was first organized in a festival form. This process was going on, that changing the idol, it was going on, but in a festival way, in a huge position way. It is being done by Bhoi king of Ramchandra Deva. His name was Ramchandra Deva. He did first in 1575. And from that, this festival also started, you can say. Okay, then come to the mystery. So, are you people aware of Mahaprabhu, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu? Anyone?
Yeah, I know.
Yes, madam. Yes.
Yes, if you are from the history background, you people have read this in the religious context part, the saint reforms and all, right? So, Sri Chaitanya, just a small brief, like he was born in West Bengal. So, what had happened, he was a great, great devotee of Lord Jagannath. And he was gaining very popularity because of his, you can say, numbness or intellectual and his devotion towards God. And people started to resemble him as Mahaprabhu. As I told, Lord Jagannath was also considered or also famously to, refer as Mahaprabhu. He was also seen or refer as Mahaprabhu. So the mystery or the story which I want to put up here is basically people say that Sri Chaitanya died. His death is a mystery. Now, why it is a mystery? Like he was ill, he was not keeping well during the 1455 year. And when people have this kind of jealousy, why he should be called Mahaprabhu when we have Lord Jagannath, there was a conflict between the communities, between the devotees. Okay, because of the jealous factor or maybe other factor, we are not so aware. We can consider the jealous factor only here. So he got so panicked, and the influence, his mental health was also not good. He alone visited Lord Jagannath just to question him what's happening and why to me. It is believed that some priest, the priest over Jagannath or the Odisha is are known as pandas. So I'll just refer them as pandas. So some of the pandas, knowing about his arrivality in that temple, and that also without any followers, he himself, those priests or those pandas killed him, and his body has been, you can say, cremated over there in a nearby temple actually. And those priests later went to the king during that time and spread the news that Lord Chaitanya has just immense, you can say, like disappeared in the Lord Jagannath deity, like in the idol. But there is no evidence. As I told, these are some of the mysteries like people talk about, but there is no hard evidence. So the body was basically buried in another temple, nearby temple. That temple is Toda Gopinath. It is just nearby, you can say, the main Jagannath Puri temple. And at that time, it was a forest area, so people have no idea. So this is one of the mystery. Till today, nobody could figure out what had actually happened. But yes, the skeleton of almost 6 feet around has been discovered, you can say. But there is no clear evidence like whether it was him or any other people. The next mystery is about Krishna's heart. Do anyone know about it? What actually Krishna's heart is, or the story behind Krishna's heart?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
I know something about it,
Yeah,
and
can you
it is
share?
said.
Can you share?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
Yes, ma'am. It is said that when that heart is being changed from the old statue to the new, at that time the person he is put. He is blinded, and then when he takes out that material from the old image, at that time it bubbles, or it is just like heart. I have heard it.
Yes, somewhat true. So the story, as you know, how Krishna's death happened, right? He was just laying in the forest or gazing in the forest, and a hunter mistook him as a deer, and a bow was shot, and that arrow got into the feet of the Krishna, and he died. So that is the death of the Krishna. So that hunter was the one who tried to cremate Krishna, or you can say burn or do the last rite of Krishna. So when he burned that Krishna's body, everything burnt except the heart. Okay, he tried to burn again, it didn't. So he just, what he did, he just thrown that one in the water body that was passing by. And the king of Orissa, actually it was found by the fisherman, or you can say the sailor of Orissa. They brought it to the king, and the king in his dream has seen that you have to build a temple, such kind of thing. So he ordered to make a temple as per the instruction he used to receive in his dreams, basically. And then this heart is been installed in the wood. Now, we all know why this temple is made up of wood, because this heart, as people say, is not a normal one. It is resembles like a pacemaker of today's, short of, you can say. Now, the why blindfolded, that is also another thing. 50 years ago, when the changing process was going on, like this festival, Navokala festival was going on, somebody have sneak peek what is the heart and how it is. Okay, so it is more looking like a chakra type of thing, and it vibrates sound. It also gives certain kind of sound when light is exposed. So, and people, after that only, people have to blindfold it while putting the thing, so that no one can have the features on, no one can describe what it is. And people also said, who have actually eyewitness, that it's some kind of liquid, like silverish type of, falls from this heart. Okay, mercury type of silverish thing. So we all know wood is a bad conductor of electricity. Okay, so wood is the best choice of material for the idol. And why after 12 years? Sometimes it is 12 years, sometimes it is 19 years also. Based on the durability of the idol, like it may, that liquid part may have destroyed that, okay, may have weakened the entire idol, right? So it is been changed to maintain the sanity, you can say. So this is one of the stories of the Krishna's heart. It is not story actually. People know. And when this festival, as I told, 2015 was the last one. At that time, not only in the Jagannath Puri temple, but the entire area, entire locality, light was off. They have to wear heavy gloves. They have to blindfold themselves, the person who will be doing all this thing, so they don't get the glimpse and it is not disturbed. So these are the stories that is been, or mysteries, you can say. Now the last is why the idols looks like incomplete, isn't it? It is not like the other idols we see in other temples. So the story goes on. Again, the king, this king Indra, have given the work when he was searching the famous or the best architect, Lord Vishwakarma, to build the temple. So he has assigned the work to Lord Vishwakarma, and it is said that Vishwakarma have given one condition, that once the idol or the thing is done, I will call you. Don't sneak peek or don't knock, or else the idol will be incomplete or unfinished, something like that. So Lord Vishwakarma was doing the sculpturing part, right? And one day, out of nowhere, this king didn't hear a sound what's going on inside. He thought that Vishwakarma may have stopped or may have left or something, because he was not finding any sound. So he suddenly opened the door, and in that rush, Vishwakarma just disappeared and the idol were incomplete. So this is one of the story why the idol is incomplete. So with this, I end today's session. Jai Jagannath. So any query, I'm happy to answer you all, or any feedback, any thoughts.
Tapanita, hi. Thank you so much for this beautiful presentation. This is
Yeah.
Payal Basu from Kulturi Dr. B.R. Ambedkar College, West Bengal.
Yes.
It is not a question actually. It's my observation, or as far as my knowledge goes. Maybe if I'm wrong, please correct me. That the animal imagery that we were talking about, the four entrances,
Mhm.
they symbolically represent like dharma, artha,
Yes.
kam, and moksha.
Yes. Yes.
So,
That is
and there
also
is
there.
also a connection why the question that Vic was referring to, that why these particular animals, why not something else? Why not rhinoceros or hippopotamus for that
Yes.
instance? So, tiger or lion, as far as my knowledge goes, lion is a symbol of victory.
Yes.
And symbolically, you have to be victorious, or you believe to emerge as victorious when you actually come out after visiting the deity. And this victory is not simply any kind of political or political conquest. It is more like having victory over your own self, of the negativities that you have in your life, to actually overcome those and emerge as a very pious soul when you just visit the deity. So you have to be
Yes.
victorious over the negativities of your own soul. So that's
Yes.
what the lions actually symbolize of.
Yes.
The tiger is a symbol of strength, where you have to enhance your mental strength, your physical strength, and that strength, more than physical, it is again a strength which actually is something that is internalized. A strength over your anger, you have to be in control of yourself in that way. So it's a symbolical representation of that. As
Yes.
far as the elephant imagery goes, it is related to Buddhism, and there are many Buddha tribal arts which is present in the architectural design and pattern of the temple.
Yes.
And as far as the horse imagery goes, it is connected with lust. These animals are also are connected with these associative ideas of lust, of moksha, of dharma. So,
Yes.
in since the ancient scriptures from the very beginning have posited these faces of these animals, particularly with these associative ideas, so it is my take that probably it is an extension of that, because
Yes.
otherwise in place of tiger maybe a rhinoceros could have come, but we do not have such associative ideas in any of the scriptures with other animals. These four animals more or less actually becomes the face of all this symbolical representation, and that is the reason precisely why these are placed at the
Four
junctures with
gates. Yeah.
or east and north. Yeah,
Thank
this
you
is
so
that's
much,
my
ma'am, for
observation. Please correct me if
adding
I am
this.
wrong.
No, no, that is no. That is absolutely true. I told about the symbolic ways and all, but I missed these basic things because the time is very short, and I have to just give this point is very absolutely. Thank you so much for bringing this one. Anyone? Any other?
I'm from South India, so I just want to know about about what you said about the flag. I also heard about this, the fact that if the wind is in one direction, the flag will fly
Yeah.
in the other direction. I just want to know if that is actually true. That actually happens. Because I've
Yeah.
never visited Jagannath Temple. I've only heard of this. I was wondering whether it was actually true or whether it's only a story.
Actually, no, it's actually the fact. But still, the scientists and the other people, it baffles everyone, like why it is so. And there is more mysteries, like when you enter the main Garbhagriha site or the Mandapa site, the main temple basically, since the temple is nearby the seashore, you will hear the showering of the sea, the sound of the sea, right? But once you enter the main temple, you will not hear any such sound. It is so calm and peace. But again, when you just come out, you will again hear those. So there are many mysteries why it is happening. And one more thing, like for the architects and the designers, I would like to add this point. This temple is also referred to as white pagoda. We know the pagoda style, right? So this temple is because of the painted thing and the laterite they used later, it is known as the white pagoda. So yes, anyone else?
Hello,
Hi,
ma'am. This is
Tapasrita.
Nandini.
Uh, Yes, sir.
Tapanvita, just one small question. Uh, you have mentioned about 8 types of temple. I missed the last one. Can you
It
please?
is Gujarat one, Rajasthan, Gujarat side, like Maru Gujarat. It is
It's Maru Gujarat.
Rajasthan. Yeah, it's actually Gujarat and Rajasthan style.
Okay.
Mainly,
Thank you. Thank you.
when we talk about in general context, it is the Dravidian style, it is the
Hmm.
Nagara style, and Vesara style. These three only. But again, when you go to the northeast part of India, it is again little different. Okay, though it is Nagara type only, you have the mandapas, you have these, but the way it is made, you can see. When I will be explaining the Northeast India, then you will notice there is a difference. Because what I tried in all the session, you will notice with
Madam,
pictorial. Yes.
Madam, you are telling Nagara style అంటే నేను తెలుగులో చెప్తాను మీకు తెలుగులో ఈజీగా అర్థం మిగతా వాళ్ళకి అర్థం
Telugu
కాదు
rale. Telugu rale.
రాదు congrats okay no problem yeah because your introduction was given you are working in Telangana I thought you are well versed with Telugu also okay no problem I will speak in English only you are telling about Nagara style Vesara style everything but you are not giving the references which architectural style it is on which Agama Shastra it is built.
Yeah, this temple, Jagannath Puri temple, it's built on Nagara style. I have shown you the picture
Yeah,
also.
Nagara, what is Nagara style?
What in Nagara? It is sub Nagara, Kalinga style, Kalinga architectural style.
No, Kalinga style. Okay, it is a Kalinga style.
Mhm.
It is according to which Agama Shastra, Shilpa Shastra it was built.
Okay, that I'm not aware because that comes under the temple architecture. That
Yes, no,
part,
it is.
yes,
We are speaking about temple only, no?
yes, I'm speaking about temple, but I'm talking about the architecture part. That what you are talking is about the sculpture, the iconography, and the temple architecture, which is more focused to the sculpture part. Okay, when the temple is built, right? So the pada they follow. It is about that.
Hmm.
Because my area is architecture and interior, so I may not be aware of that.
Okay, very good. Because there are several Shastras are there.
Yes, in architect,
Kashyapa Shilpa Shastra is there.
yeah, that
Manasara
is
is
for
there.
sculpture wala part. When a temple is
Yes.
built,
No,
sculpture,
it comprises of both Pratima and as well as Prasada.
okay,
Both will be there.
yes, okay,
Hmm. Okay, right. Thank you.
thank you, sir.
And Tapanita, one more observation that I have, that we are talking about the mystery of the Nobu Kolebor and the priest who actually um, he does all those rituals. He is
Yes,
blindfolded, and there are also stories that after doing the ritual, he doesn't live for long. So it is
yes,
also it's also connected with our Hindu philosophy. The ultimate aim of the Atma is to be united with the Padmatma. Okay,
yeah,
so that is when the priest who is actually doing those rituals from such close proximity, he is actually experiencing Lord in front of him. So it
yes,
is the ultimate end of a human existence. So he has fulfilled his aim in life in that
mhm,
way. And so there is no need for any further existence, or he doesn't need to live, because he has attained liberation, he has attained moksha, and the Atma will ultimately unite with the Paramatma. So his work, his aim and objective being present on this earth is fulfilled in that way. Metaphorically, it is fulfilled. And
yeah,
that's the reason why these stories of being blindfolded or he doesn't live for long after that ritual is being performed, all this come up to the stage. Now, how far those are tenable and not, who have really seen it from close quarters, that's a debatable issue altogether.
yes.
But these are the stories based on this kind of perceptions.
Yes, very true, ma'am. Because here philosophical aspects I didn't bring into that. I was just discussing what are the mysteries of the cultural importance. Maybe next time when we have, I will try to bring more of the philosophical context also. Thank you.
Dr. Namita Das, you have raised hand. So you have any question or is it by mistake? All right. last call for questions, participants. We have already 25 minutes past 9. All right. So seems there aren't any more questions, but we are thankful to Avik Ghosh, Krishna ji, and Payal Basuji for bringing in your sharing to the platform. We appreciate participants to be more interactive, share your experiences, maybe bring your questions, your doubts. We would try to address them as much as we can. And with this, we end today's session here. See you all tomorrow. Session link is same for all days. Session time is same for all days. Okay. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank
Good
you,
night.
everyone.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you.
हेलो फ्रेंड्स, आज मैं आपको एक
She speaks about